Hey guys!
This is Chad and Quincy Benson.
And we just want to share a little bit about our experience with Midwest Duct Works. We found Midwest Duct Works at a really difficult time in our lives. When I was bedridden and debilitatingly sick with what we later found out was mold toxicity. So we reached out to Toby with Midwest Duct Works, and I just asked him, hey, have you heard of this? I didn't know how common mold was at the time. Have you heard of mold illness? We've got mold in our HVAC system. We had it tested by a mold inspector. Is this something your crew could work on? And confidently he was like, yes, we can. And not only can we clean ductwork, we can also clean your dryer vent while we're there, and we can sanitize your house. And so it was just such a blessing for us. Just a little backstory, when we started to realize, do you remember when our dog, Nora, we have a doggy doorbell, and she would ring the doorbell to go outside every time.
Yeah, every time it get turned on.
Yeah, so every time like our heat would kick on, she would be ringing the doorbell to go out. And I was like, at this point I would be able to like lay on the couch, and I'd be on the couch and I'd be so sick, and like here she is going out as that comes on again. And so that's when we were like, okay, I think this is the ductwork. I think this is our issue. And so our HVAC was improperly installed, we later found out. Toby's crew was able to come in and clean all of that, get it cleaned up, and like, I'm not even kidding you. I mean, there was a lot of work to this, just with my internal health and stuff too. But I was able to get up and walk around. I was able to go to the store and like do things that I had not been able to do in a very long time after we got our ductwork cleaned and our house sanitized. And so that was just such an important...
I want to say it was just like a day or two afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, it was like instantly. Now, it wasn't just mold that we had going on in our dryer vent, in our ductwork. Do you remember those ceiling tiles we put in?
Yep, I finished off the kids' the rooms in the basement there and the ceiling, and we put those cheap tiles in, and the dust in there just went crazy too. And that was another addition of stuff that was in the actual HVAC system that they got cleaned out too.
Like the toxins of it,
yep.
Which we think was just a bad batch of ceiling tiles. We reached out to the company, and so it was like fiberglass, which is extremely dangerous to be breathing in. And so yeah, that had kind of, because it was circulating through the air, going into the cold air return, got stuck in our vents.
And we replaced those too.
Yeah, and those got taken out and replaced, and so we're so grateful for the work that Midwest Duct Works did. Our home felt healthier. Like our kids, they were like, oh, it feels so much cleaner here. And like, we've always had a clean and nice and tidy home, but like there was that level of environmental toxins, whatever, within our home. And speaking of our kids, and so at this time I was super sick, and just 2 years after that, we were able to get pregnant again. And I don't know if you can see our family picture up here. We had another little one. We had a little boy born this April.
Yeah.
And at the time when I reached out to Midwest Duct Works, we didn't know if I was going to make it. It was really scary. And so to be at this point now where I feel so good and I feel so healthy that we were even able to carry another life into this world by the grace of God, that was huge.
Yeah, and now we're like, hey, like everybody in the world should get this done.
Like, when you find something you love so much, like you think you invented it almost, right? Like we're like, yes, everyone should do, like,
exactly.
At minimum, get your ductwork cleaned. Get your dryer vents cleaned, because your dryer is gonna run a whole lot smoother.
Yeah, and sadly, the same thing happened at my dad's house. He ended up getting pneumonia, and he had a bacterial infection, which ended up, it was probably that he had mold in his basement.
Yeah, just from a water leak. Like, when you get water in your basement and then it dries up. That happens to a lot of people.
Yep, and they did an awesome job with that too.
So he actually didn't have forced air, so he didn't have ductwork to clean.
So they just cleaned it and then
sanitized.
Went through there and sanitized it too, and that was crazy. And your parents
and my parents, you guys, this is common. So if you do end up like discovering that you have mold in your house, like it's not something that we're like super proud of, but like, what is it? Something like 80% of homes or buildings in the U.S. have mold. And so it's something that can be tackled. It can be taken care of. You can restore your health. And so my parents live in a 100-year-old home, beautiful, like original woodwork, like all the good things. However, their ductwork was extremely, extremely dirty. I'll try to attach a picture in here somewhere to this video. And my mom has a lung condition and she's on oxygen. And this is something I wish that we had known about 5 or 6 years ago, or even more.
Yeah, for all of us.
Before she ever had to go on oxygen. And so they just got their home sanitized as well, which was really great. So yeah, just Midwest Duct Works, they kind of have like an umbrella of like several things they can do, and the ductwork is truly like a really good thing to do, for the health of your home. And I feel like if you have, is it called forced air? Like if you have ductwork in your home, HVAC system, like get your ductwork cleaned. And just to say, like, we built our home, and so like we're the only people who have lived here, and it was a modular home, so there wasn't like a ton of construction dust and that kind of stuff. But it's still, I mean, there are 7 of us here and a dog, and we've just realized like it is so important. Here comes the dog now that I say that. We've just realized how important it is for the health of our home. We also have air purifiers and things like that help at a room level, but getting your overall air of your home like clean, that air that keeps recirculating, that's huge, you guys.
And even my car too. Remember he did that? That's
right. I forgot about that. So we had a used car that I was having a lot of trouble traveling in. Excuse me. I was just having like a lot of reactions in there. And yeah, I completely had forgot about that. Toby was like, let me try to sanitize your car.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool.
We ride in that car all the time, you guys. It worked. It was good. I forgot that was something we did.
Yeah. That
was another time when I was really sick. There was one vehicle that we could ride in. Yeah. So I don't know if you guys have questions. I'm an open book. He's a half open book. And like you can reach out to us and ask us if this is a journey that you're walking through, or if you just have questions about like ductwork stuff and getting that cleaned. Definitely reach out to Midwest Duct Works. Get a quote. It doesn't hurt to get a quote, and it is a little bit of an investment. I'm not gonna say like it's super expensive, but like it's obviously not extremely cheap either. So it is an investment. But I think the best investment you can make overall is an investment in your health.
Yes.
Like, I mean, take it from us. That is one thing you really can't get back easily.
You know, a lot of times this time of the year, the seasonal allergies, and you're in your house more now.
Yes.
That's when you might notice having issues with your house and stuff too, because you're inside more often, and it's just, you know, you might get sinus infection. But it might be a little more.
Cough.
A lingering cough is a big sign of it too.
Yeah. So just for reference, we're recording this like end of October, beginning of November, and so we are heading into that season. But this happens, I mean, as air conditioning kicks on and stuff too. I mean, it's just those season changes. You notice it more. But I mean, it can be anything, any kind of symptoms, but it doesn't have to just be lungs. But man, get your ductwork clean. Yeah. It's good stuff. This is what you need. Okay, I'm gonna try to attach some pictures just after this video, just to show you like inside of my parents' ductwork and kind of what that looked like. I don't know. I'll have to see if I have pictures of our ductwork too. Like I said, our home was not. It was what, 15 years old at the time, and so not quite as old as the 100-year-old home, but we definitely had some stuff in there too.
Right.
All right, guys. We appreciate you so much for just watching this. I always end my videos with like, go out and do something awesome. So go out and do something awesome, like call for a quote on your ductworks.
That's right.
All right. See you guys.
Yeah.